Right. Hello, 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 everyone. All right, you guys, we are ready. We are back for our 90-day chat. I am so excited to be back. You guys, the team is ready and we're ready too. We're going to be right back. We are ready. We're going to play our intro and then we're going to come back and have this chat with you guys. Let's catch up on 90 Day Fiance.
Let's
We'll
do
be
it.
Can't
right.
wait.
I know,
Can't
right?
wait. Mm-mm.
Welcome to the Juice Radio Talk Show. 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 Reality TV, church reviews. Let's talk happy love and marriage lifestyle. Come and talk with us. Come and share with us. Come and laugh with us. Come on and pray with us.
Regina, Clovis, special guest. You should be following your lead. Bless. Subscribe on YouTube. Listen on podcast. We live on IG and Facebook. This episode is sponsored by Truth and Triumph Ministries.
All right, everybody, it's that time.
Yes. I'm loving the headgear, Aaron. It's super cute.
I know, right? Look at Aaron's. I saw when she put that on. I was like, you better come on. She's saying our Happy New Year's. Y'all, how y'all
Yes.
doing? How's everybody doing?
Doing great. I'm so happy to be back with you guys. As I said on the show before, this is my favorite show to record because I learn so much, I receive so much, and it broadens my horizons.
Yeah.
It opens my eyes to different possibilities concerning other people. So I'm so excited to get to this. And it took me 3 days. The last 3 days, I've been watching 90 Day Fiance. I watched some last night. I watched some today, and I watched some on Tuesday. So I am ready.
I told Juice before we went live. I told her, I said, I watched it last night. I said I didn't watch it on Sunday. I always watch it the day before of the show so that I know the most of it. Because sometimes I forget. So I always watch it the day before the show to rewatch it again.
And I always write notes too, because sometimes when I don't watch it, close to the time that we record, I will forget some things. So yeah, I'm prepared.
Yeah, I always get prepared, but I'm prepared today.
Yes.
Well, you guys, we were on hiatus for a little bit on vacation. All of us over here at the Juice Radio and Talk Show, the whole team were on vacation.
That was very needed, if I might add. It was very needed.
Agreed.
We didn't realize how much we needed a break until we actually got a break.
Mhm.
But you guys, let's go ahead and first say hello to everybody on the panel. Welcome back, team. So glad you all are back. Aaron, thank you so much. You continue to be in those chats, even on the repeats while we were away. You are the best. We all had a full vacation. Aaron had a partial vacation. Thank you so much for that, Aaron. Know that I saw that and I appreciate it so very much. Thank you so much. How you doing, Aaron?
Great. I still got to see some of our regulars because I was in the chat and they still came by and said hi to me, and I appreciated seeing everybody. I have missed everybody, especially Dustin and JoJo and Regina. I'm excited to be back and excited to talk about 90 days.
I'm so glad to be back. Yeah, it was very.
So ready.
The week that we were gone, or the several weeks that we were gone, it was very needed. But I'm so glad to be back today.
Agreed.
I'm excited about it. So you guys, y'all say hello to Robin because she's in the chats. Hey, Robin.
Hello, Robin. How you doing?
My ace spoon cone, honey. She's in the chat.
I know she is the best. So, Dustin, how have you been? We do send our prayers and condolences. We heard about your loved one, but listen, we're here for you. We're a team, and we are there for you. Continuing the prayers. How you holding up?
Well, I'm holding up, but it's a very touch and go time right now. I'm kind of going through a double whammy right now. As you know, I do have another situation that I'm going through. So I'm trying to I'm holding up as much as I can right now. But it's very hard. Some days are fine. Some days I'll be okay, and the other days I'll be very emotional. So you just never know.
Yes. Listen, Erin is right. She's saying in the chat, we love you, Dustin. We truly do know that we're not just an online community and team. We're here for you. You have all of our inboxes, our numbers, our contact. You keep in contact with us, but you are brave. Let me tell you, you are still smiling, and that's what's important. So thank you again.
Yeah, I can't really do much about it, so you just got to go on and roll with the punches sometimes.
There you go.
Exactly.
There you go.
God is with you in this time. It's
Absolutely.
Thank
hard,
you.
but he's
Thank
right
you.
there helping you through.
He sure
Thank you.
is. He sure
Yes.
is.
And I
So,
do want to
Jonathan,
thank you. I do want to thank you guys real quick for Jonathan and Regina and Aaron being there as much as I need right now, and I really do appreciate it.
we
Anytime.
appreciate you too. We appreciate you wholeheartedly.
Mm.
Jonathan, how are you doing with the nice do? Come on now. Did you get a new hairdo? What?
I definitely got it retwisted on Monday, so it is fresh. Yes, yes, I am so good, and these were really good episodes of 90 Day Fiance. So I am
Mhm.
so excited to talk about it because I really want to get everyone's opinion on what we're going to discuss tonight. Um, so I'm just ready to get to it. I'm just ready to get to it.
I am so ready to get to it.
Let's do that. Let's do that. Dustin, where will we start today?
I'm going to start with Ashley and Manuel
All
because that's
right.
Ashley
where
and
it
Manuel.
really got. It really got the most craziness couple I ever, the most crazy episode I ever seen this whole season. Um, because I felt like Ashley's been supporting him for the most this whole thing, and for him to say that she hasn't been, for him to say that she hasn't been supporting him, that is just downright crazy. Because she said that she brought him over here without no help. So to me, she is supporting him as much as she can, and he's wanting him to support the family more than she is. But she's also got to take care of herself between doing that and other things as well. So I don't think that she's going to be able to be able to help any more than what she already is. So that's just my opinion on that. And I'd like to get everybody else's opinion about that.
Well, I have to say this. I think what when I saw her saying that she brought him over here on her own on her back, I felt for her. I mean, it was
That's what
hard.
I felt like too. That's what I felt like.
But
You
I
know,
do think
she
that
brought him
these
over here.
people,
Mhm.
they have to realize when they do this, it is on them because it's their choice.
And can
So
I say
it's
something else real quick?
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
what I was gonna say is, as soon as you bring him over here on this 90-day visa, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but you are the most sole provider, and for 10 years, you are the sole provider until they can get the whatever. Yeah, you're the most sole provider until they can get the
Right.
green card or get a job. So she's the sole provider for him for 10 years.
For
Because
10 years.
10 years, she's the sole provider. So for him to say that she's not supporting him, that's just not downright crazy.
Yeah, and she has to understand that. So all the couples that are going over there, I don't think Ashley really realized. I think Ashley may not be understanding that the laws
I don't
require
think
her to take care of the husband when he comes over here. That's part of her
I don't think
agreement.
I don't think that Ashley did her homework before she brought him over here.
Oh, she did. She just realized when it came knocking at her door that reality hit. She was like she didn't want to open the door. So
Yeah,
she does have to do that.
I agree with that on, but I
Yeah.
just feel like that Ashley could have done more before she brought him over here.
Yeah.
I feel like she could do some more, more research. But because if it was me, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do the show in the first place. But if it was me, I would do all kinds of research that I could do before I would do the sign off the dotted line. Because as soon as you sign off the dotted line, you're she is the sole provider for 10 years, and that's a long time to be a sole provider for somebody when you're bringing somebody over here from another country.
Let me hear what you have to say, Jonathan, and then I'm going to give Aaron a time to chime in.
Absolutely. I feel as though 60 to 70% of the issues in a lot of relationships have to do with lack of communication. We could
Mhm.
have had this conversation a long time before Manuel even got on a plane, even got a ticket to come over
Hmm.
to America. How much will you be sending to my family because you know I am their sole provider, and because when I'm in America I won't be able to work, you will be the one sending the money. I want to know what was their first conversation about her sending the money because I don't think we even
Mhm.
saw that conversation. But she's then again, she's complaining about the fact that he feels as though she's not doing enough for his family. And, we could have had this conversation. What would be enough for you to send to my family? What would be enough for them to be able to live off of? Because he said, oh, why doesn't Ashley just go over there and live over there for and try to live off of $200 a month over there in wherever they are. I don't know exactly where his family lives, but
Mm-hmm.
To me, I do like this couple, and I really love
I
to
do too.
see his friend Jonathan come into the picture, because when Jonathan
Yes.
came into the picture, I felt like we saw another side of Manuel. I felt like
Yes.
we saw the
Mm-hmm.
real Manuel for once, and not someone who he is just kind of here with. And it's I understand he knows Jonathan better than he knows Ashley, so they do have a better relationship. But Manuel seems so happy when he was with Jonathan. He seemed so
Yeah.
elated. And
Mm-hmm.
like I said, it was a new Manuel. So that
It,
was very
it,
interesting
it
to
was
me. But
it was a side that I have never seen before until this past episode. So
agreed.
it was
I will
it was a good side to see. I know because I got to see his other side of him
agreed.
between
I will
you
have to
know
say I wasn't a fan of the dress that Ashley tried on. It looked
I
too
wasn't
regular,
either.
degular, smegular for me. I'm sorry, but there
No,
was nothing
no,
special about it. It was just a white
no.
dress with some embellishments on the
I
front of it.
wanted
However,
I wanted more pizzazz, but I needed more pizzazz.
exactly.
Jonathan,
Now I did
Jonathan,
like the
you crack
crown. The
me up.
crown was very cute.
Yeah,
But it is whatever. But I love her mother. I absolutely
I do too.
adore Ashley's
Yeah.
mother.
Yeah.
And I just get her, I love her energy. And she's looking out for Ashley's best
She
interests.
does.
But at the same time, I feel like she knows who Ashley is and she knows how Ashley operates. So she doesn't step on her toes too much. She
Mm.
will ask the right questions, but she
Yeah.
won't hold her
But
feet
I
to the
do think that
fire.
her mother
And
does
I
have.
don't know how I feel about that. Maybe
Well,
because
let me
she
read.
feels like Ashley's grown and Ashley makes her own decisions. She wants
See,
Ashley to make her own decisions. So I get that.
the mother does seem reserved when she really wants to say something when it comes to Ashley. So there's a
Yes.
family dynamic that we're missing that I think Ashley has more of a vocal sense that shuts the
Mhm.
other family members' voices down. But let me read Robin's comment and then I'm going to come over to Aaron. Robin says the 10 years is the amount of time that the sponsor must support the spouse, even if they separate. The spouse is not eligible for any government support. So yeah, like Dustin was saying, Ashley, you are responsible for him. So for you to think, okay, you're going to come over and yeah, you're responsible. It's your money. You know, yes, you want to take care of yourself, but also Ashley, this is part of the agreement. This is part of the package.
This is
I,
part of
and
the. This
you
is
gotta
part.
you gotta be like Gino. You gotta foot the bill.
This is part of the 90-day. When you first file for that visa, it's part of the 90-day paperwork.
It
Because
is.
yeah, so that's what I said. She needed to do uh
Her homework.
her homework
Hard.
before
Mhm.
she done the signing for the paperwork because
Hey,
now now, and then like Regina said earlier, she did do her homework, but she could have done more homework on the paperwork because I think that she hit her nail. Regina done it right when she first said that she done the homework, but she also needed to do more of it. If that makes any sense.
It
It does.
does. Aaron, I want to hear your thoughts on these two.
I'm ready for this. I'm
Oh yeah.
ready.
So again, their relationship has no communication, and I did really enjoy getting to know Manuel a little bit more, not only when he was with his friend, but when he sat down to dinner with her mother. I felt like he was purely honest, and I
Very
felt like
much
that's
so.
why the mother was like, okay, I don't trust, but I can move forward. And I
Right.
really
Mhm.
enjoyed that because I really did feel like he was honest. He didn't give the answer she wanted, he gave the truth. And that's so much more important. I enjoyed
Mhm.
that part of him. I will say, when it comes to the dress, I thought simple is beautiful, Jonathan. But
Okay.
I was
It's
turned off
it
by the
it
headpiece until she
it
explained it. And I really
mhm.
love that
Oh.
she, maybe I don't know much about her religion, but I loved how she explained it with the crystals, and she's
Hmm.
bringing her religion into their ceremony. And I really enjoyed that because as a Christian, I think it's so important to have that foundation where your religion is part of your matrimony. So I thought that was
Hmm.
beautiful. Even though I was like looking at it going, what is that?
Right. I also want to say, I feel as though Ashley's mother sees who Manuel is. She
Mm.
accepts who Manuel is, and she understands, oh, Ashley signed up for this. So the
Yeah.
fact that they're having
Yeah.
all these issues, she's got a part of it too. So
Yeah.
I understand why they're having the issues that they're having. So you know
I
what?
agree.
I got the information I needed. I'm just gonna sit back and watch the disaster
And hold her
take
hands like
place.
this. She
Oh,
just holds her hands
I
like
mean,
exactly.
because her
Yeah.
her mother really can't do much for her because she's the one that signed the paper. So if
Exactly.
she's
right.
having all this trouble, she's gonna have to
Yeah.
figure out on her
I
own.
really liked her mother. I thought her mother was, she knows who her daughter is, and
Hmm.
she's willing to learn who Manuel was, and she's willing to accept both situations and move forward and be supportive, but
Right.
also not believing that this is maybe a good idea.
Mm.
So I like that she was
Right.
honest too, because you could feel the honesty from the mother.
And I like
I
this conversation that her mother had with Manuel so much more than the double date that they had with that other
Yeah.
couple a couple of weeks ago because they were coming at him from a place of negativity.
Yeah, because they
They
were one-sided.
Right. They came there with an agenda to make him the bad person in the relationship and that Ashley's the perfect one. And her mother understands who she is, who Ashley is. And she's like, oh, so that's why you walk away when because she does have a mouth on her.
She does.
So again, that's why I love seeing Ashley's mother in this episode because she's kind of like the middle ground in this
Yeah.
situation, to be
I
honest.
like Ashley's sister too. Ashley's sister is like, okay,
Agreed.
calm down, calm down. Ashley seems like, the spoiled brat to me of the family. I'm gonna just say it. She just seems like the one who is the drama queen, the one who likes all the attention.
Yeah.
That's who Ashley feels like to me. Now, is it bad? No, it's not, but that's who she is. And I think that Manuel can calm her down some because he's more of the okay, I'm gonna just let you go over there and have that rant while I watch my soccer game, and then when you're done, we can go in the bedroom and make whoopee, But he doesn't
Because
pay her
because
no
because
attention.
because that is the action that calms Ashley down. Okay, that's how we calm Ashley down. We give her some loving. Okay.
Now, I will say in this episode, I saw some growth from Ashley because she's looking at the relationship a little bit more like we don't have anything more than the bedroom. When she said that, I was like, well,
Right?
she's waking up. She's trying to actually look at this objectively before she walks down that aisle, not selfishly like she was before. Because I felt in the beginning that she was just like, I'm doing this because I said I was doing it and I don't want to be proven wrong. That was
Let,
kind of the attitude.
I want to
Yep.
ask everyone a question just really quickly before we move forward. Do
What's
you
that?
guys think that Ashley and Manuel will get past the fact that they can only work things out in the bedroom and actually talk things out and converse about their issues? Or do you think this is just going to be a revolving door for the rest of the
I'm gonna go
relationship?
first with that. I don't agree. I don't think that they are gonna figure it out before. I just don't feel like they are. And if they do, you can say that I'm wrong, but I don't feel like they are. I just think they're gonna figure it out with the stuff in the bedroom, but I just don't feel like it's gonna last.
Well, you know what? I'll go next and then I'll pass it down to Aaron. I think, like Aaron was just saying, Ashley is trying to understand that it's more than just the bedroom.
Right.
Right now, I mean, in every marriage, the first year of marriage, it's all about the bedroom. And as the
Mhm.
marriage progresses, you begin to learn that there's other rooms in the house, and and the closet being one of them. So I think that Ashley and Manuel will learn that the bedroom is not prime focus and is not going to fix everything. Some things they're going to have to sit at the table in the dining room and have a conversation about. So I think they're learning it, and go ahead and give them that time in the bedroom if they want. But like Aaron said, she's learning that the bedroom can't be the answer that's just going to shut you up because then your real voice is not being heard. Then the real conversation that you wanted to have is not being said because you just closed it under the sheets. You just left it under the sheets. When
Okay.
what happens when it's time to wash those sheets? When you have to take them off the bed and put them in the washing machine, that dirt has to come out. So you're going to have that conversation.
Okay. The only
Yes.
voice Manuel is hearing is that kitty cat. Okay.
Come on, Aaron, thoughts?
My thoughts were, I think it's interesting to see if they would come out of the bedroom, but I thought maybe she did a little bit in this episode when she went to him and really said straightforward, you want me to send money to these people, but you don't want me to be involved in their lives and you want to keep us separate.
Absolutely.
She
Bingo.
went full straight into the issue. She didn't bush around it. What is that? Go around the bush?
Yeah, beat
Mhm.
around the bush.
Yeah, I'm terrible at.
It's okay.
I love
But she
Aaron.
went straight to him, straight at the problem, and said how she felt. And that was the first time I really felt like she was calm when she said it. She didn't get mad. She said it directly and calm, and therefore, if he didn't answer, this wasn't because she was mad. It's because he just doesn't want to have communication with her. So I think
Mhm.
seeing that.
I will
Mhm.
say, I feel as though Manuel is the one that is most resistant to the conversation. It seems like Ashley does want to actually talk things out. It seems like she's the one who is initiating these conversations to try to get things to be better, but Manuel is not willing to participate.
Yeah, Robin said this in the chat. She said, I thought it was interesting that Manuel tells his friend that he's fighting with Ashley now, but doesn't plan on fighting after they are married. Now, I want to go ahead and I'm going to answer my thoughts on that also when I saw that. And what I believe he was saying was it's better that they do their fighting now before they get married so that it's all out. And then once they are married, they won't have to fight so much. But Manuel, here's a kicker to that, Manuel, eye-opening. You gonna fight because a piece of paper don't end the fight. It actually enhances it if you haven't resolved those issues before. So the fighting may still continue. Go ahead, Aaron. I'll get you, and then I'll come over to Jonathan.
I actually thought the opposite. I thought that he took it as, because I did read a little bit while we were on break about his culture and stuff, because the man is in charge once you're married.
Oh,
And I took it as
Mm.
that, maybe because of what I read, that he thinks things will change because he will now be the man of the house.
Wow.
And I took it as that, maybe because I had researched where
yeah.
he's from,
That's
and that's more culturally, because I wanted to understand Manuel a little bit more before we continued. And I didn't know anything about his culture, to be honest.
mm-hmm.
So
Gotcha.
I did read, and that is typical, that the man is in charge, the man is the leader of the house, and that's something normal in his culture. That's why when his father left, he became the man of the house.
Well, Manuel, you better understand this is not an Ecuadorian marriage. This is a USA marriage. Go ahead, Jonathan.
What I'll say is, as Iyanla would always say, there's a pattern happening here. And I don't see this pattern
Mm.
breaking. And if anything, if Manuel is in the mindset that once they get married, he's going to be able to then put on the pants, I don't think Ashley's going to react very well to that. Ashley's not one to back down from anyone, not even someone who's, putting it down in the bedroom. She's going to say what she has to say. Her opinion will be voiced. It will be heard, whether you like it or not. And so therefore, when they do get married, if that's the position he's going to take, it sounds like it's going to be a downward spiral from there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, that's what this Manuel and Ashley. I will say.
Can I just say something to that real quick?
Oh, yeah. Yes, go ahead, Dustin. You're back.
I
Yes.
I want to say that she doesn't. She's not going to let him take that part. Uh, I think that she's going to have to be one taking care of the everything, and she ain't going to deal with that. So I don't really think that that's going to work out in that question there. I know it's his culture, but his culture and hers gonna clash because she wants to be the one that's in charge of everything. So he ain't gonna be the one that's in charge in that marriage, and that's what I'm gonna say to that question.
And
Yep.
him taking the lead after their wedding might be the catalyst that gives her the push to get out of the relationship.
And okay,
Ooh.
yeah, him taking the lead. Okay, Jonathan, you just hit the nail on the head because I agree
Mhm.
with everything you just said. That's just gonna take it. That relationship ain't gonna last because he wants to be in charge of it, and so that ain't gonna. She ain't gonna go with it.
She's not.
She ain't
I
gonna.
don't think she
She ain't
will.
gonna go with it. Mm-mm.
I agree with that.
All right. So since Regina's gone, can we move on to Devin and Nick really quickly because they
Yeah,
had
we
a
can move.
beautiful wedding. I absolutely, well, let me just say, I'm so glad that Devin changed her dress because I didn't like the gold part at the top either. So
Yeah.
the reupholstered or whatever
That
redesigned
that.
dress that she had, I
Mm.
thought it looked beautiful. The sparkles on the bottom, like that's what I want to see in a wedding dress, Erin. Okay, like that's what I want to see. I want to see the sparkle. I want to see the shine. I want to see the glamour. Okay, that's why I love drag queens so much because it's all about the
Mm.
show. Okay,
Yeah.
um, I
Mm.
loved that Nick. Is his name Nick? Is that what his name is?
Nick and
Yes.
Devin. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I loved Nick's garb, his Korean garb that he was
He was so
wearing.
handsome.
I
He was
thought it
so
was
handsome.
so well done. I loved their wedding. I thought it was absolutely beautiful. I love the growth that Nick and Devin's father are getting to. I'm hoping that Nick got the message that we're not going to call Devin Piggy anymore.
He
I
better
I
not.
hope so. I hope so.
He
I
better
hope
not.
so.
I'm crossing my fingers that he got that message, but I think he knows that he can't at least say it in front of her family and friends.
I
It may
hope
continue
so.
between the two of them, but I think
To
he
me,
knows
that was
that
just.
it's
To me,
not
that was
kosher
just.
for him to say that in front of her family and friends.
It's
To me,
not.
that was just disrespectful for him to even say that at
Uh,
all
I agree.
about
I agree with that.
about uh about that because, like I said before, we're all different. Everybody's different, so we're not a certain size. We're different sizes,
Right.
and that just didn't sit right with me at all. And I said this before, and I'll say it again. That's just downright disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
What he said, it didn't sit well with me, and it probably
And
won't sit well. It probably won't sit well with me at all for the rest of the season because that's how I feel about it. And I think that Sean, when they have that tell-all, because I know the tell-all is coming up in a couple of weeks, so I know when we have that tell-all and Sean Robinson, she's gonna sit there and she's gonna ask him, "Why did you say that?" And I can't wait to see what he said. What's he gonna say to that question? Because that's just downright crazy,
Yeah.
downright sickening, and that's downright disrespectful. Well, thank
I
you.
thought it was so interesting that Nick acknowledged the fact that he noticed that Devin had a reaction to the fact that he called her Piggy. And
Yeah.
then he
Well, she
said
got up.
eventually she got out of doing that. Eventually she got used to it. So the fact that he knows that it bothers her and he still insists on using the term is troubling to me.
Because
It
I
really is
think
because I
that.
love Nick. I love his
Yeah.
personality, but the fact that he made the choice to still use that nickname as a
Yeah.
term of endearment in his mind, I don't know if it's a term of endearment in his mind, but I'm guessing that's the way that's the only reason that he's using it. But the fact that he knows that she is uncomfortable with him using that term with her, and he's still using it, that doesn't sit right with me.
That's just downright upsetting to me, and that's not only upsetting, but that's just downright respectful.
All
Now
right, let
I
me have
think
Karen jump in.
Now I thought that Nick realized she was uncomfortable, then thought she got used to it, and he was glad, and he thought that she was seeing his side more. I took it as he's like, "Oh, we've grown so much together that this nickname doesn't even bother her because it's from me and she can feel the love." I thought he meant it in an endearing way. I took it differently. That he thought that's how they had grown together. That
Hmm.
she was uncomfortable in the beginning, but then they grew together, and it was a bond between them. That he was maybe more attached to the nickname because he thought it was showed how close they were.
Hmm.
Right. And it's also partially on Devin's end because if you don't voice the fact that that
Yeah,
makes you uncomfortable, and if it doesn't get across to him the first time, tell him again, and then tell
yeah,
him again until he gets the point that you
yeah,
do not refer to me as Piggy anymore. Then he needs to know that you are uncomfortable with that. So it is on Devin's
yeah.
end as well, partially her fault.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely think it was a communication issue between
Mhm.
them. I think Devin is very quiet. She wants to please Nick, so she doesn't want to push sometimes, even when, and so he doesn't know because,
Hmm.
again, in his culture, that's not a big thing. In hers, it was. He thought that they had overcome that. And so you think, if he thinks that, how can that really be something that you're blaming for? Especially because it did seem like he was willing to change talking to the father, understanding that everybody else was seeing it badly. And he's like, oh, okay. He was stepping back, really listening to the father.
Now, do you
Agreed.
think?
I will say if Nick knew that Devin really had an issue with the fact that he called her Piggy, I don't think that Nick would do it anymore. But it's just
He's
still
got to
it
get.
still doesn't sit right with me. I'm sorry.
I if he yeah, he's probably trying to stick with the name, but he's got to understand she needs to say that though. Nobody can
She
say that.
does.
She's got to be the one that says that because he may be looking at it like she likes it. So she's got to be the one to say it. And I think Devin has an issue with having her voice be heard because
Mhm.
remember when she was in the wedding, getting the wedding fitting,
Right.
and her mom was like, "Well, I don't like this. Why don't you try this?" And she, ended up storming off, and she went into
She
the
got up. She
room,
went in
and
the room and got upset.
yeah, she got
So,
upset, and her
Started
mom tried to come
crying.
back to her, and she totally, closed the curtain. But she, I don't think she's been able to use her voice as much in the family. I don't
Yeah.
think it's something with
I think that she has
him. It
something.
started with the
I,
family.
I think that I think that she has trouble being heard. I really do.
Yeah, being
And
heard is
Sometimes.
the right thing. Yeah,
And I
Mhm.
also think the fact that they're on TV makes it 10 times worse. And I feel
yeah,
as though she feels like she can't voice her opinions because she maybe doesn't want to embarrass anyone on TV. She feels like she might be making someone feel bad if she were to speak up against something that she doesn't like. She Devin clearly wants to please everyone. She wants
right.
everyone to be happy. And you really can't operate like that because you have to put yourself first. If you're not happy, then what else matters? So,
Yeah. Well, I did love their wedding though. It was nice, and her dress was absolutely beautiful. It was one of the
gorgeous.
most beautiful wedding dresses I have seen. That's my opinion. Beautiful wedding dress. She looked beautiful in it. I love the background where they were getting married, the
Uh-huh.
flowers, the picturesque. It was all so beautiful. So they did a wonderful job. I was scared for the helicopter ride. Now I was like, y'all just got married and going up in this helicopter, so I was a
Right.
little nervous, but I was glad that they came back on the ground, and I'm glad they did get that wedding together and they're happily married, and I pray that it continues. Now, will they be on another season? I'm not sure. I'm not, because
I
some of these
think they're.
couples, they're gonna be back, like Jasmine and Gino, but
I
these other
think they're
ones,
gonna.
I don't even
I
know.
think they might possibly not be back
Hmm.
because I don't feel like she feels comfortable with being on camera,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
I just feel like that this is going to be her only season. I might be wrong, but I don't feel like they're going to be back.
Yeah, let's talk about these other couples real quick, because we spent so much time on these first two. Thank you, Erin. She said, "I love that they brought culture into their wedding." Yes,
Agreed. Agreed.
Both
that was
cultures.
beautiful, Aaron. Both their cultures, yeah, both their cultures into it. That was absolutely beautiful. Real quick, let's go ahead
I
and cover
can't remember.
Jasmine
I can't
and
remember. Was
Gino.
Jasmine and Gina? Was Jasmine and Gino on this episode?
They were.
Yeah, Jasmine and Gino were Gino.
Okay.
Jasmine was in Miami, and let me tell y'all something.
They were on the beach, weren't they? They was on the
Are we?
beach.
I think we're about to say the same thing, Regina.
I
But go
can see
ahead.
Jasmine in Miami. I can see Jasmine in Miami. She looks like the Florida girl. She fits right in. I
Right.
could see her there.
Hmm.
She might as well have not even had a top on for that little bikini that she had. Because I was like,
I can see her being happy in Miami. I can see her
but she
moving
fits
to
right in.
Miami. So
The problem is, I don't know how long Gino's money is, because Miami, you need to have long money
Mm-hmm.
to
yeah,
live in Miami, especially the way Jasmine wants to live. But
Right.
y'all want to chime in on Jasmine and Gino real quick?
I
I
will
do.
just briefly here.
I'll go ahead.
That bikini top was 3 sizes too small. Or the only
Yeah.
thing that was being covered up were her areola, and everything else. It's oh Lord, but that's Jasmine. I love her. I love me
Mhm.
some Jasmine. I cringe a little bit when they're taking those videos and she wants Gino to tell her son that he loves them
Yeah.
because I don't think that's genuine. I don't
I
think
don't think it
Gino
is
don't,
either.
and I haven't seen anything prior to this 90 Day Fiance, so he might have had relationship with them on shows past. But
No, he did
for
not.
me,
Mm-mm.
coming
Yeah.
into this just fresh, I don't see because I don't see that relationship. Just like with Annalie and Clayton's mother, when Clayton's mother said that she loves her, that was just as cringy to me as Gino telling Jasmine's son that he loves them.
Yeah.
It didn't sit right with me, but it is what it is. I think he was just saying it because Jasmine told him to, but who knows if it was genuine or not. But I love
Aaron, what's your
Jasmine.
thoughts? And then I'm going to come over to you, Dustin. Aaron,
I
what's your
do.
thoughts?
I do think it was genuine because she has said they had more time without the cameras with her kids with Gino, because that is not something they wanted filmed a lot of. So she
Okay.
has said that in the past with interviews, like on the ET interviews. So
Mhm.
I was okay with it because I had that video, because I think that
Yeah.
was a question that came up. So it was on the ET this week if anybody wants to watch. But
Mhm.
I wasn't cringeworthy for that,
Yeah.
because I do think Gino is a very loving person. I think he does know about these kids. He's very invested in them. He has given money for the kids for stuff. He has gone to their birthdays. So I was okay with it, that she wanted him, because the kids had said I love you to him, say it back and make sure they know they're loved, and when they come here they will be loved. I feel like that's just a mother's instinct to make sure they
Hmm.
know. So I was okay with that. My problem was more their beach scene together, when she said about the family not coming to her wedding and she's going to give them one more chance. No, it's family. They get a lot of chances, sometimes more than they deserve.
Right.
So that was the moment for me that I was like, that's too far.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And
You
I
went too
feel as though
far.
that's
I
who
loved it.
Jasmine is.
Yeah.
So it didn't surprise me that Jasmine said that because she's a no nonsense type of girl. And I also must just mention really quickly before we move to Dustin and move on to the next couple. I'm I don't know how I feel about Jasmine and Gino having a child together. Because I don't see Gino as a father. I don't see him being a hands-on father. I don't see him being involved 24/7 with this baby. Like for me, Gino doesn't come across to me as that fatherly type.
He
I don't
does
know.
to me.
I don't
Dustin,
know.
what's your thoughts?
My thoughts, I agree with Jonathan on this one. I don't see him as a father figure in anybody as anybody. I don't think they're going to have any kids. I don't think they're going to have any kids.
I don't
don't
see
see.
it. I just don't.
I don't see it at all. And I'm sorry, Regina, but I don't see it at all.
Regina, I think it's because Gino to me comes off so self-centered and so me, and he really doesn't like. I think he does care for Jasmine. Let me just say that. I do think that he loves Jasmine, but I think he focuses so much on himself that I just don't see him putting his energy into other people genuinely,
I
out of
can't
the
see
kindness
that.
of his heart. I don't see him doing that.
Let me get the comments because I want to get down here to Aaron's comment. Robin said it is probably her plan to move to Miami. I think it is because let me
Sounds
tell
like
you,
it.
I can see Jasmine in Miami. I really can. And it's
I
more
can
like
see
her
that,
place where she came from.
but
I can see it. She also said, I don't enjoy Gino and Jasmine at all. Chanel G said, hello to you, Aaron. Aaron said, I think Gino will be a great dad. He loves children. He said from day one, he loves kids. Now, let me tell y'all this. I'm going to say this too. I'm going to have to say this about Gino also. I'm going to have to agree with you, Aaron. When he was having a conversation with Jasmine, I felt it because I'm like, okay, I know he wants to have kids. So I believe Gino would be a great dad. I think he'll be more hands-on than Jasmine. I do. I think he would be more hands-on than Jasmine would be. Really.
Wow.
I think Gino, because it's going to be his own. And I think Gino is a type, he really does want his own. And I think he would be great with that. A man having a loving relationship with his wife is one thing. A man having a loving relationship with their own birth, their own child, it's totally different. I could see Gino as the soccer dad. I can see him as, the dad going to school lunches. I cannot see Jasmine going to the lunches and
I
stuff.
think my issue with Gino right now, Regina, and the reason why I say what I say about him becoming a father is because I don't see Gino as a man. I don't see him as someone with a backbone. I don't see him as someone who puts his foot down. He's just kind of lackadaisical. He's just kind of just goes with the flow, at least in my opinion. Now, sometimes like I don't know how he's going to react to Jasmine telling him that she got some of the money from her ex-boyfriend to get her butt done. But to me, I don't see Gino as someone who stands for something and stands on it firmly. I just don't see that. So for me, him being a father, that's why I don't see him getting into that role that much genuinely, but I could be wrong.
No, it's an opinion. Go ahead, Aaron.
Now, to be fair, Jonathan, you hadn't seen the seasons previous with him. I had, so he does put his foot down sometimes.
Okay.
And in the fights in the past, especially when he was over there in Panama,
he can't fight.
And she wasn't working and stuff, he really did put her foot down about what she would spend.
Okay.
But the reason that I think he will be is because of their original introduction into the show, that he was interested in her because she was a mother, and he was invested in the fact that she had children. She was all about her children online, and the fact that he fell in love with her because of her maternity, her
maternal instincts.
Maternal instincts.
I thought that was so beautiful in the beginning, and that's what made me fall in love with them a couple seasons ago on the 90 Days the Other Way, or was it? They were on. So I fell in love with them because he was so in love with the fact she was a mother.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I think now Robin
this has been a fight for them before.
Robin said this. She said, I don't predict children for this couple either. Now, let me tell you this. Jasmine made a really good point. She says that one of her children is, I believe, is it autistic or special
Autism.
needs? She says special
Autism.
needs. So I get that from Jasmine. People would look at Jasmine and say, oh, you don't want to have more kids because you don't want to mess up your body. But that's not it. She's really concerned because having a child that has special needs, and to think if I give birth, my child may have special needs as well. And as a mother, that's a lot on a mother to think that they would have to deal with that with their child. My mother used to take care of foster children who were special needs. And a lot of times they ended up in the system because their mothers or family members did not know how to properly take care of them, not because they didn't want them, but because they did not know how to properly take care of them. So my mother was trained and skilled in taking care of these children with special needs. And a lot of them, it takes a lot of hard work, dedication, time, and knowledge of what the special need is. Because some of them, it wasn't just a mental thing, it was a health issue. Some of them had medicine, some of them had seizures, some of them had all kind of stuff. So I can understand Jasmine as a mom being fearful to have another child. But I do also understand Gino as a dad wanting to have a children. Now I can agree with Robin too. They may stay together, but they may not have children. And I believe that he could grow to love her children. My husband the same way. My husband, when we got married, he didn't have any children, but my children were small, and my children are his only children.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So
With the way that they communicate, I would hope that they wouldn't have any children until they get their issues taken care of, until they go
they
to
may never
therapy.
have children.
Right, exactly. And I hope that they wouldn't. I think that they would just be better off to try to figure their own relationship out together. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, they may not have, because she's concerned. But I do say, Jasmine, Miami looks good on you, girl.
It does. It does.
But it comes at a cost, child. It comes at a cost.
Can we move on to Rob and Sophie really quickly? Because I really want to get into
Yes.
Oh
Sophie's
boy, that's a
mother.
mess. I like to start with that one.
They were my next one. Go ahead, Jonathan.
Sophie's mother is my spirit animal. I knew it was going to be, when I saw the preview that she was going to walk into that little cupboard that they're living in, that garage that they're taking up space in. I knew it was going to be on and what popping. Okay. And did you guys notice that when they got to her hotel, she hugged Sophie so quick, then she turned around. Rob was behind her. She didn't acknowledge him whatsoever. I don't care that you're here, boy. I'm here to see my girl, honey. Okay. And then she finally hugged Rob.
I was glad she hugged him, though.
I love the fact that Rob understands who Sophie's mother is, and Sophie's mother understands who Rob is, and they deal with each other the way that they deal with each other in real time, and they don't sugarcoat anything. And I love to see that, because Sophie's mother is so protective over Sophie, and she knows that Sophie can be taken advantage of very easily, and she knows that Sophie loves so hard. And the fact that she's got her, I don't think she's going to let her daughter marry Rob. I really don't. I think she will be fighting and kicking and screaming before Sophie walks down the aisle to say "I do" to Rob. And that's what I got to say about that.
Jonathan, my apologies for laughing. This Aaron and these comments. Aaron, go ahead, girl. I got to let you go next. She's talking about, I still don't like Rob.
I still don't like Rob.
Okay, he's still fine, but that's okay.
There's nothing to like. Aaron said Rob didn't deserve a hug. Maybe
he didn't deserve a hug. Just keep going.
Go ahead, Aaron. Tell me about Rob and Sophie.
What'd he do to deserve a hug? We're in a place where the bathroom's on the outside. He won't let her have a conversation. I don't know why she hugged him. I wouldn't have hugged him. I would have just hugged her and walked him back in.
Oh my God.
Got an attitude about her asking for a duvet. She can't have no duvet, honey. And
she can't even have a duvet.
Did you guys notice that, after she came out to him as bi, and then they went into that sex shop, and that woman, gave him the asked him, do you want to do it then? And then Sophie looks at Rob, and that whole thing, the fact that Rob wants to use the fact that she's bi to give himself a pass to go off and do something with someone else, because he feels like she wants to use that as a pass to go off and do that with someone else, when the manipulation, Rob, is so blatant.
I got to come up to Dustin. Go ahead, Dustin.
So I have to agree with Jonathan on this one because I don't feel like that her mother is going to support this marriage
Hmm.
because I feel like that they're not her mother is going to stand up when they get married. Her mother's going to stand up say I don't support this marriage because this whole season she acts like she's not happy to me. She acts like she is not happy to me at all. And why would you? I say this and I'll say it 20 times over again. Why would you get married to somebody if you're not happy? Because as soon as you get married, you feel like you're gonna get. You feel like that you're that's your whole life. Yes, you can get divorced down the road, but but you try to do your best for your marriage. But I just feel like that she's not going to be happy, and it's just going to end up in a divorce at the end.
Thank you. Thank
So,
you.
Mhm.
Wise words, Dustin. Aaron, go ahead and let me go ahead and read your comment. Aaron is cracking me up with these comments. She said Rob is going to hold Sophie's sexuality over her head for the rest of her life.
Literally.
Bisexual does not mean she is not loyal and devoted to him. Go ahead, Aaron. I want to hear what you have to say.
Just because she came out and told him who she truly is, which is beautiful that she had the faith in their relationship that it could handle that, which I understand now why she doubted it because they do not have
Okay.
the stability in their relationship to handle this. But I believe she thought they would, and
Oh,
maybe she doubted that. That's why she was crying because he
yeah.
honestly does not. He has not met somebody who's bisexual. He has not had conversations in his life. He has lived in a box and he doesn't know what it means. I don't think he knows what it means. You must have never met anybody in your entire life that you do not understand. The bisexual does not mean she's going to go cheat on you.
Right.
Oh
It does
my
not make
goodness.
them automatically promiscuous. That doesn't mean that
Yeah,
they can't be faithful. It just means that they're attracted to both sexes. And
yeah.
that is it.
Yeah.
Just like a heterosexual person can be faithful, so can a bisexual, so can a
Yeah.
trans, and so can a homosexual. And we all have the ability to be faithful, no matter what our sexuality is.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
so
tell
that
y'all
bothered
about
me
this.
because I just thought that is so terrible to just say as a human being to another human being that I'm sorry, you're gonna go cheat on me. What is
No.
wrong with you?
Let
When he
me
did
tell
it
y'all.
before, I'm
I,
like, just slap him.
I
When
felt
when
like
when you
that
yourself
that
are the
rumor.
cheater, you are said cheater, Mr.
They
Rob.
are.
You are
He
the
was.
one that has done it
He's the one
multiple
who's had
times.
stuff. He's been caught twice talking to other people. She's not been caught once because she's not talking to anybody else.
Do y'all feel like the lady in the sex shop was actually set to set him up? Do y'all
Yeah,
feel that
I
she
feel
I
like
feel
the
like
Yes.
producers asked her to go over.
yeah.
Agreed.
I feel like it was set up.
So
I
let me
really
ask
do.
y'all this. Let me ask y'all this too. When she said something and Rob said, I'm gonna let you answer that. Did Sophie have a right to be upset?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
she should have expected it though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
I don't know why she was surprised at his reaction to her because it seems like you would because we know who he is. Like we see it from the outside looking in, but she's actually in the relationship and she's surprised that he had this reaction.
You know what I saw that too, and I thought for a moment, and I said, wait a minute. I kind of understand what Rob was saying. Rob just had a conversation with the wife saying that she was bi. And maybe he was thinking, okay, I'm gonna let you answer that. And if she would have said yes, we'll do it. Rob, of course, Rob would have probably allegedly been down with it.
Of
But
course.
I don't understand why she got so upset to the degree that she got upset, knowing that you just had this conversation with him. And Rob was like, okay, I'm gonna just let you answer. Now, if he would have said no, I'm not gonna do that. He don't know if she would have been thinking, hey, one day I do want to have a threesome. They never had the conversation about the threesome. So I think she went too hard on Rob with that. And I can understand him pacing in that shop, being like, well, I don't even know what to say. So, he would have got in trouble if he would have said no. He would have got in trouble if he'd have said yes. But I think she was a plant. I don't know
Mhm.
producers who did that, but I think it was a plant. But I think Sophie took it a little too far. I think she went a little too hard on him at that point. And I don't defend Rob too much, but that point. And I do love Sophie's mom. Sophie's mom, she can read Rob like a book. She
Okay.
can read him so good. I mean, go ahead, Aaron.
I will say that I think at that point Sophie was so fed up with how he had acted all day or what we had seen him acting like, Rob maybe, because if you're in a relationship, sometimes a woman does, the man will go, when it's another woman, go, you deal with this, I'm walking away.
Right.
So that's a normal thing. So I could understand Rob walking away because that's normal for a woman to deal with a woman and not the man. So
Right.
that
part.
I will say that's normal in our culture. Maybe that's not normal in her culture. Maybe they're more equal, but in our culture, no, I don't think they are though. So I
Sophie
think
was
she did
very
over. Yeah,
argumentative over that. And like you're right, that's a great point, Aaron. If it was a guy coming up, then Sophie should have said, let me let you, Rob, handle this.
yeah,
But being that it was a girl and Rob said, let me let you handle it, she's so quick to be like, oh, you're going to cheat on me. But Sophie, you just told this guy that you're bi. So his thought is, okay, you still like women. So maybe I'm not going to be your one and only.
yeah.
His thought is still there.
Right.
He's
Go
still
ahead,
in
Jonathan.
confusion because he's lived in a box. He didn't know what reality is.
Right. Yeah. I just want to move on to Annalie and Clayton if we're done with Rob and Sophie. Are we?
Yeah, we're
Justin?
done. We can move on to the next one. We can
Okay.
move on to the
With
next one.
Emil,
I'm done with Rob and Sophie. Let's move on to the next one, please.
with Annalie and Clayton. First of all, I love the fact that she encouraged him to go visit his best friend Cameron.
Beautiful.
I loved that Cameron and Clayton have this camaraderie because I
Beautiful.
honestly thought that it was going to be awkward. I really did expect there for there to be a lot of awkward silence between them, but thankfully that wasn't the case. They really come off as really, really good friends. I will say that Clayton was wrong for discussing their sexual relationship
Very
or
much
lack
wrong.
thereof in front of his best friend and her girlfriend and his
He did it
girlfriend.
purposely.
And then also, I want to say that I don't know how to feel about her not telling her father about Clayton because I feel as though she's doing it because she's looking out for Clayton's best interest because she knows who her father is and she knows how her father is going to
But
react.
this is going to be her husband.
I know exactly. So it's like we're caught between a rock and a hard place with this. But I will say though, I found it very interesting how quickly what's her
Annalie.
name? Annalie.
Annalie.
How
Annalie.
quickly Annalie changed her face when he
Yes.
brought up her father, because I was like, whoa. That really, and also I will also have to say, in those intros before they get into the actual couple, they had one intro where she blew him a kiss from like a little far away, and he caught it. And I feel as though that's kind of a picture of their relationship. To me, it seems like Annalie keeps Clayton as a distance.
Yes.
Because for some reason she doesn't want to really give into the relationship 100%. She doesn't want to give into
think she's all
Clayton
in.
100%, and I don't think she really trusts him with her whole heart. And that might be the reason why she's not being intimate with him. But I want Clayton to be with someone who really appreciates him and is really in love with him wholeheartedly, because I love who Clayton is. And I think he's such a cute guy, but she's not giving him all of her. And he deserves someone who's going to give their all to him.
I'm going to say this. I think there's some mystery still to Annalie that has not been disclosed. Now, Annalie, there is something going on there because when she was telling somebody that they weren't intimate because she doesn't feel comfortable doing it when the mother's right there in the same room. And Clayton was right. He was like, well, I took you to a whole hotel. Mama wasn't nowhere around.
Right.
And you still did not want to be intimate. So there is something to her. And when he was sitting at the table with the friend and his girlfriend, and Clayton did that intentionally. He was like, we haven't been intimate.
Yeah.
And the way she looked at him, she cut him in 5 different languages with her eyes, even so much so the friend said, I know what those eyes mean. But she was upset that he disclosed that. But Clayton was really trying to vent to his friend his feelings of neglect.
Right.
But he did it in the wrong setting.
Agreed.
He did it in the wrong setting, but he feels neglected. And I think it'll come to a point where Clayton will feel as though, listen, if you're not going to be intimate with me, then, let me get, that's Dustin. I think if Clayton feels like if you're not going to be intimate with me and we're not going to do this thing for real, then what are we doing?
Right.
So there's a mystery still to Annalie. Why is she here? What is your goal? What's your mission? What's going on?
Why aren't you giving yourself to Clayton? Why aren't you being vulnerable with him? She has a wall up with him. I don't like that.
And didn't he say allegedly that they were intimate when he was in her country?
Yeah.
So what is going on now that you touch American soil? You're not intimate, and you can't use the excuse you with the mama because he done took you to the Airbnb. He done took you to the hotel. What is going on, Annalie? Tell us the truth. What is going on?
And they're
Go
out in
ahead, Aaron.
California and they still haven't done it. And I think they've been there for what, 2 days maybe? And they still haven't done it. Like this is there something that's
Aaron,
not
what's your
right?
thought?
She's not being honest, but I don't think she's been honest since she got off that plane.
Mm-mm.
So that was my first thought, because I've said this in the other episodes. I don't feel like she's bringing her whole self to the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
She's obviously not. I really was rooting for them, maybe because I liked him so much that I was like really excited to see them before they came on, and I haven't enjoyed them at all.
Yeah.
Because I really like him. I think he's a great person.
Yeah.
I don't know what she is.
Yes.
I don't know.
I just don't know.
Dustin,
just
what's
like-
your thoughts? You're back, Dustin? There
I'm
you go.
back. I'm sorry I had to slip away real quick, but I'm back.
No
okay.
problem.
My thoughts on this couple is I don't really like her, but I
Right.
like him because she is not going down the path. She should have been honest with her dad in the first place. So it's like, well, why are you hiding this? I don't understand that. You're on a show called 90 Day Fiance. You get married within 90 days, or you go back to the other country. So he's gonna be a part of your family. So why are you hiding it? I don't understand that at all. I just don't. I mean, if it was me getting married as an example, or Jonathan or somebody else, why would you hide that somebody? I just don't understand that. I don't understand that at all. I just it's a bunch of red flags.
A bunch of red flags.
And
that
I
I've
And she
seen.
look like she look like she can get
And then-
mad than the
and-
hottest hot tamale. She looked
and
like
then-
she can get fiery mad.
And I'm willing to be wrong about this, but I also feel as though, because in that episode when he took her out to that hotel, I can't remember where they went, and he wanted to set up the room really quickly, and he was laying on the bed, and when she came in, he wanted to look all sexy for her, and she was like, he thought he looked like a model, but he looked like a bear, or she called him some type of animal. I have a feeling that she might not be attracted to him as much as she used to be, but I don't know why that attraction would have lessened or gone away, but it seems like she doesn't really like him like that, to me.
But it seems like she cares for him because she set up this whole thing for him to meet his friend. Now, he had known his friend for how many years, and they had never met. So she arranged for that.
10 years.
So it shows me that she cares for him, but she may not like him in a sexual manner. Go ahead, Aaron.
I actually wasn't. Now, I thought she maybe set up the thing for the friend, maybe for a selfish reason. I thought she wanted to know what her man was like, not around her. I think she was hoping he wasn't as big of a nerd. I think she's trying to get him. I think the nerd thing really bothers her with the computers and stuff. And again, she wasn't around the nerds part when he would come visit her.
Right.
So maybe that has made him unattractive. So getting him out of the computer, I thought was maybe to go trying to get attracted to him again, is how I looked at that almost.
Oh,
Yeah,
she
I
did
think
say she wanted to see him around other people.
Right. I think the nerd thing is somewhat of a turnoff for her. And I think she's kind of sees it as laziness as well. And maybe men from her country are hard workers and she sees them in a little bit of a higher standard. So that could be it as well.
What Robin said, but her hostility toward Clayton is odd and off-putting.
It is.
And she also says she doesn't want to give in to the relationship because she's not into the relationship.
I
Robin.
I agree with that, Robin. I agree with that.
She probably is not. All right, you guys, let's get into, we've got a few more minutes here. Citra and Sam, I can't even remember who these two are, Citra and Sam.
Well, I'm going to be the first one if that's okay.
Go ahead.
She is, she's not happy about the whole criminal past.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The whole criminal past coming.
Her daddy's a policeman. Okay, yeah.
Her daddy's a policeman. And I don't think they're going to get married and he's going to end up in jail or prison. And she's going to have to be by herself. Because I don't think that's going to work out. that way. I don't think it's going to work out because he's saying that he could be serving some time in jail, a long time. I don't know what he did, but he said he's going to be serving time in jail. So we're going to wait and see what happens with that. But I just feel like that's not going to work out because I think the dad's going to take her back to the other country. I
Mm.
think the dad's going to try to stop the marriage, but we'll have to wait and see.
Real quick, Jonathan, because we got to get to Justin and Nikki. What's your thoughts on Citra and Sam?
Okay. Just really quickly. I really like Sam. I really think that he has a really good heart. However, he doesn't do things when they need to be done. He doesn't not take care of business. And I don't think that her father is going to like that or respect it. And the thing is, like, I just want him to do better. That's all I'll say. I just want him to do better. And I hope that he does better.
Aaron, you said in the chat, now Sam has been honest. She is honest with her feelings. She communicates with him, and I think it lets her move on. I really like them. Tell me some more in detail about this couple.
I like Sam. I like that Sam, yes, he's a little lazy. I think he needs a woman to push him. I think she is the type to push him. I see the relationship as that. She pushes him to go where he needs to go. I see that part. I like that when he did tell her the truth and it was not a good truth, she was honest. She got mad. She let it out. She didn't hide it. He took it. He took the blame. He didn't try to be like, oh no, it's not my fault. He said, no, it was my fault. I like that about them. And I like that then she could calm down and look at it as, okay, I'm still going to be here when you get out. Because her first reaction is, I'm out. But because she was allowed to vent and be honest and he didn't like deflect, I felt like that helped her move on. I think he needs a woman like her. The only issue I see is the religion thing because he's willing to switch religions, but he's not willing to believe in the religion. So that is my problem with it.
That's it. He's willing to be known as a Muslim, but I don't think he cares about being a Muslim.
Yeah.
I don't think that I have to agree with Jonathan on that. I don't think he cares about being in a religion, but he's trying to make her happy. And honestly, if it wasn't for her, he wouldn't be doing all this in the first place. But I don't think that he would be happy just doing that. But I don't think that, to be honest with you, obviously, I'll be interested to see if we make it down the finish line with that couple. I really do. If we do, I'll be really surprised.
She is literally the only reason why he's converting. Literally the only reason why he's converting. And that's never a good thing.
No, because
it sure ain't the right thing when you in the Christian community. I'm going because you Christian. Robin said, I like Sam's grandmother.
I do too. She's really sweet.
I did like how Citra was like, we're going to clean this car up because this car is nasty.
Nasty.
I don't even know how she rode in that thing from the airport. I just
he didn't fight her. He did it. Like if she pushes, he will do it, which I think is what he needs, and he knows that, so he looked for that. Right. So I think that shows a maturity. If you know you're a certain way, you need a certain person.
You sure do.
Your opposite. Hey, at least you're honest, and I think she knows that about him, and she's accepted that she's going to be in charge. She's going to be the pushy one, and she's okay with being the pushy one. She likes it, I think.
Right.
There you go. All right, let's get into this couple while we have some time here. So, because we do have church news tonight at 7:30. Go ahead, Dustin. I'm going to start with you at the top about Justin and Nikki. Take it away.
Oh boy, I don't mean to upset anybody, but this is going to be a hot one. Cause I don't think this is going to make it either. Because he wants to have what's the word? I can't remember the word she said, but he says she said, I done all this when I was younger. I don't want to do it again. Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but I can't remember what the word was. But I don't want to do all this again, and I kind of agree with what he
wants
said.
a threesome, and she's not interested in having a threesome.
Thank you, Jonathan. That's the word. He wants a threesome, but he doesn't want. He doesn't want. She doesn't want to do it because she had it all the younger when she was younger. She had all this again, so she don't want to do it again because I guess she's in her middle age or whatever. But she don't want to do it again, but he does. He does because he's younger. See, the age is going to be an age gap because he's wanting to do all of this and she doesn't want to. So I don't think that's going to make it very much longer.
Oh Lord, okay. This Justin and Nikki. I'm gonna come on
Yeah.
down here to you, Aaron, because I know Mr. Jonathan got a lot to say about these two. Aaron, tell me your thoughts on Justin and Nikki.
Okay, so hearing that he had cheated was not a surprise. I want to say it was, but I wasn't surprised because he's kind of been like just like kind of casual about most things, so I wasn't surprised. I do see how she thought it was cheating. It was cheating. They were planning his visa
Yeah.
over here. She
Yeah,
might not have the ring, but she had a commitment from him, and
that's
so
right. That's right.
I definitely saw her side. I saw how she's angry. I also saw his point when he said, because she said, but what Justin was talking about the threesome stuff, he said, I didn't experience any of that because I was with you in my 20s. And I was like,
Mhm.
I feel for him because in that
Mhm.
moment I was like, I don't want that, but I could. I was like, all right. But if you are interested in that and she's saying she's had that, it makes your relationship uneven.
Right.
Mhm.
If that's something that interests you. If it's not and he's had that, that just might bother you. But he's
Right.
saying it's something of interest. And she, instead of trying to soften the blow, is going, I've already done it. I'm done with that.
Woo.
She didn't soften the blow going, but I'm committed to you so much. I don't want to share you. She didn't try
Right.
and soften it at all. She just hit hard.
That's what she
Which
does. And
he
that's why
does.
he's so angry with her, because he says when she fights, he feels as though he's fighting a man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's his turnoff with her.
Yeah.
I don't know if this couple's gonna make it. I don't think this couple gonna make. I think they at the bottom totem pole. They way at the bottom of all the couples on here. I don't think this couple is really going to make it. He did have an in-depth conversation with his friend. His friend was actually siding with Nikki on the conversation. So I think Justin is having what is this guy's real name?
Igor.
Igor.
I think Igor is never going to get over the fact that she is trans. He's always going to know and have that in his mind that she was born a man, and he's never going to be comfortable with that. And I think he needs to just go ahead and let it go. I think he needs to stop trying. Just go ahead and let it go so that he can find his happiness and she can find her happiness.
I think that he needs to find. I think that he needs to find somebody else that he's going to be totally happy with.
Yeah, I think so. I think so. Let me turn it over to the guru here because I cannot wait to hear. Let me fix my camera so I can get this ready for this one here. Go ahead, Jonathan. Tell us your thoughts on your favorite couple.
I like to see myself as an Aaron type. However, I do have a petty bone in my body, so I was gleeful when I was able to watch this go down. I jumped for joy. I was leaping. I finally she's getting a taste of her own medicine. I was being petty, y'all, and I'm a little disappointed in myself because I took joy and comfort and her being uncomfortable and her being upset and angry at Igor for doing what he did to her. But here's my thing. I was even so petty as to think, you know what? I really want them to have this threesome. You know why I want them to have this threesome? Because I want to see Nikki, to see Igor with her own eyes, just gobbling up this other woman and just going to town on her, because I want her to see how he is with a biological woman so she can see herself the difference. And why? Because he even said himself, his heart is with Nikki, but his body is not with Nikki. So if she sees the evidence for herself, she sees him going to town on this girl, and she's, oh, wait a minute, he don't do that with, he don't do that with me either. Oh, he don't do that with me. Oh, maybe I'm the issue. So maybe this will be the catalyst for her to see that she is not the woman for Justin or for Igor in this case. But I don't. What was that, Regina?
I'm like you. Robin say, "Wow, Jonathan." I'm like Robin say, "Wow, Jonathan," but he's right.
I'm sorry. That's just the way that
Yeah,
I feel when I watch this, and I'm so happy that I can be so open and so
you can.
authentic with you guys because
Yes.
these are just my feelings. Because Nikki has riled me up so much this season that I don't care how she feels about Igor cheating on her. Yes, he cheated on her. He absolutely did cheat on her.
He said he did.
So what? I don't care. I don't give a darn, Nikki. Go find yourself a man who is trans attracted. Justin, go find a woman that you can care for. And to be honest, I don't know. I think even if Justin was with a biological woman, he probably would still cheat on her. I
He
don't think
probably would.
I don't think Igor is ready for a relationship. I don't think Igor is ready to settle down. I think he probably wants that. I just don't know if he's ready for it yet.
Robin said today's word, catalyst.
Mhm.
Jonathan. And she said, I'm with you, Jonathan! Exclamation point. Absolutely. Jonathan, you know what? Sometimes the hard cut and the hard incision is the best incision. And you are absolutely right. I get what you're saying, and you're not coming from a bad place. You're coming from a place of truth.
It's just
And,
how I feel, y'all. It's just how I
and
feel.
listen, and we absolutely understand. I can
But
understand. And I
John,
think that
oh, sorry.
what Nikki has to understand is, Nikki, you're not going to change him. You could probably have him mask it, but
That's
he's
it.
never going to delete it. He's never going to delete it. So, Nikki, this is what you're dealing with. He is Aaron. Not with Aaron.
She just wants him to be a trans attracted man, and he will never be that. He's
I
never
don't.
going
I
to
don't
be
know if
it,
he's.
Nikki.
I
He's
don't.
never
Aaron,
going
tell me
to
your
be
thoughts.
that.
Tell me your thoughts, and I'm going
I
to come
can't
to Justin
breathe.
before we get out of here.
So
She's so funny.
Um, I really feel for you, Jonathan. Wow, that was a lot.
I know it was a lot, but hey, it's just how I
Nope,
am. I'm
it's where
sorry.
you are.
That's
We
just
love
me.
you. We love you just
I
like you.
I felt for Nikki. My heart broke for her when he said he was cheating, though.
Really?
It really did, because I
Wow.
was like, it is the realization that the truth is right there in front of her, and he still promised to marry her, and so that has to be heartbreaking. I felt for her. My heart broke for her. Your stuff was hilarious.
Mamir, hey Mamir. Mamir's in the chat. Hey Mamir. Mamir say, hi everyone. I just got here, but Aaron blushing, so it must be
Hi,
good.
my man. Hi.
It was good. It was good, Mamir. It was
Regina, I
good.
want to see the videotape of her reaction to her seeing him just go to town on some other woman. I just want to see it, Regina. I want to. It would be my. I
Oh,
just want to see. I
Lord.
just want to see her reaction so that she understands that Justin is not the man for you. He's
She's
not
never gonna
the
I would
understand
man
prefer for
for
stuff.
her. I
you.
would prefer for her not to see it, because that'll just make her
She'd
feel
probably kill him.
insecure.
She
She'll
will
probably,
probably kill him.
no, she'll probably feel more insecure about herself. And so
Yeah.
maybe the best thing for her to understand is, you're not going to change Igor. You changed his name.
Right.
You're not going to change the person. It's
Exactly.
not as easy to change a person as it is to change a name. So Nikki, let it go. Yes, Aaron. And then we gotta
I
get out of here.
see the name thing. She did not change his name. She gave him a nickname based off a celebrity. Because, and here's why I think this. Because watching the episodes, she prefers to him as Igor in front of his friends and his mother. And so it is just a pet nickname, like the piggy thing.
Yeah, but come on,
We don't
Aaron.
understand it.
I say she changed the name because on all of the 90 Day FA conversations and website, this man name is Justin.
I think she uses his real name around his family and friends because she doesn't want to seem disrespectful, because she understands the implications of someone
She
calling
changed his
someone
name.
another name for the
Yeah.
reason that they do. But she changed his name, Aaron. When she refers to him when they're together as Justin, she has changed that man's name.
Not
Okay.
when they're fighting.
When she get mad, she does call him Igor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I don't think it's a change, because she does call it that in serious conversations. She calls him by his name, and only in moments of love does she call him Justin.
When she's in the real world, she calls him Igor. When she's in
Yeah.
La La Land, she calls him Justin.
Yeah,
When
so
she's in
that's
her
why I thought of it as
fantasy
a
world,
technique.
right?
Fantasy
Because he's
world,
part
she
of her
calls him Justin.
fantasy. Yeah.
Yes. And
Well,
I was talking to Reality T with Kristen Marie earlier about this, and
yeah.
we think that psychologically, for him, he's still in love with who she was in her 20s, that when he
Mhm.
didn't know, and he's having a hard time because he's never found that kind of deep love again.
Mhm.
And that's why he's fighting so hard to keep it,
Agreed.
because he has never
Oh,
had that
that's good.
connection mentally with anybody else.
Aaron,
And
Yeah.
I
he
thought
is
that was a
trying
great
to
perspective.
he is trying to get back to that as fast as he can. He really, really wants to get back to the place where they were before he found out that she was trans. But
Yeah.
the reality is they will never get to that place again.
Well, Robin said this. She says, I've been rooting for Igor to break up with Nikki all season.
And in the preview of the not this past episode, but the episode before that, they gave a preview of the rest of the season, and apparently he broke up with her over text. That's what she said in the confessional. So I don't know if that's necessarily true. I don't know if that was just a sound bite, but they did show that in a preview for the rest of the season.
Well,
Yeah,
Robin said, that's a Jaheim song. Got to find my way back to you. Okay. Dustin, we'll go ahead and have you give us closing thoughts before we log out. You guys, this has been fun. And believe it, we have covered all the couples, you guys. We covered all the
Yes.
couples.
I
We
didn't
did
think it was
good.
possible, y'all.
Yeah. Go ahead, Dustin.
my closing thoughts are going to be this tonight. I do want to thank everybody on the panel. I want to thank Jonathan Speaks. I want to thank Regina. I want to thank Aaron real quick. But my closing thoughts are going to be this. I do not think they're going to make it. And we're going to have to wait and see what the rest of the season brings. And I believe that tell-all, when they have that tell-all, I think it's going to be a 2-part tell-all. I think when they're going to have it, I think that all this stuff's going to come out and we don't know it. So I think we're going to have to wait and see what the rest of the season's going to bring. And I'm so ready. And I cannot wait for next week. I'm so glad to be back, and happy 2024, happy New Year. Hopefully I see great big thanks for all of you and all your channels. But Jonathan Speaks. I hope you go live tonight, and I'll be there.
I will.
And I hope I see great big changes for the Juice Radio Talk Show. I see
Thank you.
a great big growing. I see everybody. Jonathan Speaks. I see a lot of growing coming up on the new year. I can't wait to see it. Yeah, we're all going to be here next week.
I
Yes.
love it. Thank you so much for the kind words and the prophecy for the Juice Radio Talk Show and all of our channels. Thank you so much, Dustin. I appreciate it. Robin said this as we close this out.
Another one I'm going to mention is I'm going to mention Jennifer.
Yes,
Delightedly, I see a lot of growing for her as well. But as you guys are welcoming me on the panel, everything, and having my own platform, I really do support it. And we're going to be here next week. Hopefully nothing comes up next week, and I'm gonna have to keep you. Everything is changing, so if something happens, I'm gonna have to keep you up to date. But I plan on being here next week.
I love it. Thank
Awesome.
you so much, Dustin. Robin said this as we close out. She said, Dustin is fending for the tell-all. I hope it's good. I hope it's good. You guys, this has been great. This has been our 90-day FIA. 90-day FIA, child. Our 90-day FIA. Our 90-day fiance review and chat. You guys, we will be back next week. Y'all, it's getting heated up. Y'all know when the last few episodes come up, the fire turns up. So join us back here next week for another recap. Hit that notification bell. If you have not subscribed to the channel, the Juice Radio and Talk Show, subscribe today. Make sure you subscribe, especially on our YouTube channel, and subscribe to all the panels channels. Aaron has done us a great big favor and put all those informations in the chat. We thank y'all for being here. We're going to go ahead and get out and get ready for church news. Click that notification bell. We're going to be back in just a few minutes. Y'all have a wonderful day, and thank y'all so much for being here. On the count of 3, team, we're out. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Bye.
See you next week, y'all.
All right.